Welcome to the city. I'm Anthony Wilson, the Public Information Officer for the City of San Angelo. And today the tables are turned. I'm actually sitting in the guest seat as we are going to be talking about the city's new website at cosatx.us. And joining us is a guest host, Stephanie Johnson, who is the City Hall reporter for KIDY Fox San Angelo. Stephanie, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Fire away.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the new cosatx.us and how did it come about?
Well, a few years ago, the city was looking at redoing its website. It's been about 10 years since we've had a new website. And so we looked for a company that could help us in the development of a website and found a company, Vision Internet, that specializes in municipal government websites. And so we contracted with them. And over the past several months, Vision Internet and a team of 4 city employees, myself and Brian Groves from the Public Information Office, and Jade Baucom and AJ Deardorff from our Information Technology Office, have been working with Vision Internet in order to build the structure of the website and the content of the website. We launched it a couple of weeks ago, and so now when you go to cosatx.us, you will see an all-new website, and as we like to say, it is informative, it's interactive, and it's instantaneous.
Great. So tell me how long it took you to form this new website.
Well, we've been working on this for several months now, and particularly over the last 6 weeks or so. I mean, it's been very intensive as we've migrated more than 400 pages worth of content to the new website. And with the website, we were really trying to accomplish 4 things. I'm going to rush through these really quickly, but we wanted it to be more navigable so that people could use it a lot easier, so that they could get to the information that they want as quickly as possible and with as few clicks as possible. We wanted it to obviously be informative. We wanted to offer the information that people want and need without overwhelming them with an avalanche of information. We wanted it to be interactive so that they can conduct more of their city business online. And so when you go to the new cosatx.us, you'll be able to do everything from getting a health permit online, to applying for a job, to paying for a speeding ticket, to adopting a cat. And lastly, we wanted it to be aesthetically pleasing, because when you go to Google and you Google San Angelo, Texas, the very first link that you're going to see is to the city's website. And so for a lot of people, our website is the first impression that they're going to have of our community. And that's really vital when you're thinking about people who are looking at either visiting San Angelo and coming here and spending their tourism dollars, or they're looking to move here or relocate a business here. And we just wanted that first impression to be a really successful impression.
Okay, speaking of spending money, tell me how much it cost and how did you fund this?
Well, it was funded, I'll start with the second question first. It was funded with some bond funds that we had that were specifically dedicated to this purpose. And so the City Council approved a contract with Vision Internet that we could spend up to $40,000. And in fact, we negotiated that down to $30,000. And we really saved the taxpayers a lot of money by, first of all, we did a lot of the work ourselves, where we could have contracted Vision to migrate more of the pages here. That staff of 4 employees did that. And I think it really turned out to be beneficial for us, because it was really intensive on-the-job training in the use and administration of our website. We got it to be exactly the way that we wanted it to be and saved the taxpayer some money in the process. So it was a real win-win situation in that regard.
Okay, tell me what you sought to seek in the structure of the website.
Well, we wanted it, as I mentioned before, just to be really user-friendly and to be navigable. You know, the predecessor of this site had a wealth of information, but the problem was that the organization of the site was such that it would sometimes take 5 and 6 clicks in order to get to the information that you were looking for, if you could even find it. I've said that sometimes trying to find information on that website was looking for the proverbial needle in the haystack. And so now what we've sought to do with this website is we've really limited the number of sub-pages on the website, so that you don't have to go through page after page after page in order to navigate and get to the information that you're looking for. You can get to most of the information that you want and need within 2 or 3 clicks. One of the important things with the navigability of the website is every single department and division within our organization is represented on our website. And there are 2 reasons for that. One is that it's not really intuitive for a lot of people to think of Fort Concho as being under the Parks and Recreation Department, which it is. And so they wouldn't think to look under Parks and Recreation for Fort Concho, or they wouldn't think to look under our Development Services Department for our engineering services. And so we thought that that was going to make it easier for people to find the department and division that they were looking for. And the other reason that we had that is because we know there are some sites that are not going to generate a whole lot of traffic, and I'll pick out our vehicle maintenance page, for instance. But on that page and on every department and division page, you're going to find the physical location of the office, the hours of operation, telephone numbers, and key contacts with email links. And the reason that that's important is if you need to get in touch with someone in vehicle maintenance or water utility maintenance or construction maintenance management, then you're going to be able to get to that person really easily. And so that's why every department and division within our organization is represented on the website.
Okay. A lot of iPhones are used usually to navigate websites and things like that. Tell me how it's more iPhone user-friendly and smartphone user-friendly.
Definitely. I mean, one of the things that we really liked about Vision Internet is their mobile application. And so you're right, you can look at our website, cosatx.us, either on a cell phone or on a tablet, and the experience is not that much different than if you're sitting at a desktop or a laptop. And one of the cool things about this is that every telephone number that you'll find on the website is clickable, so that if you call it up on your iPhone or on your Android device, you'll be able to click on that number and call that number directly. And again, that's for the ease of the user. One of the things that we also liked about Vision Internet is they do monthly updates to make things easier and smoother, both for the administrators of the website and the users of the website. And they have told us that they are working on more applications for municipalities. And that's one thing that we're very interested in bringing online, are some more mobile apps so that people can experience our website in some different ways.
Okay, what did you do to add more information to the website, and what kind of things can we do on the website to fill out forms and things like that?
Well, let me talk about the information first, because one of the things that I really stressed in working with our directors and our managers is we didn't want to overwhelm our citizens with too much information. Mm-hmm. And we've been guilty of that in the past, frankly, where we put everything that we do on the website. And I do think that there's a tipping point for that, where that avalanche of information can tend to overwhelm a user of the website, and they become frustrated and they stop using the website. So I think there's a delicate balance there of providing the information that people want and need in order to best serve them. And so I've told our planners, the citizen doesn't need to know everything that you need to know about planning. I've told our engineers the same thing. Mm-hmm. And so we've tried to pick out the information that we think people will want and need the most, and then we've provided contact information either on those pages, or there's a comprehensive directory on our homepage under the Contact Us link at the top and bottom of the page, so that you can find whomever you're looking for, either alphabetically or according to their department or according to their function. And so if you need more information about a subject and it's not on the website, you'll be easily able to contact the person who can provide you that particular information. And you know, I'd like to talk a little bit more later during this interview about the interactivity of the website.
Okay, forms. Can you talk about forms that you can fill out directly, and what is listed on the homepage and things like that?
Yeah, well, we have, first let's start off with the homepage, because that's a very good point. We have 5 buttons right on the homepage of cosatx.us that we think are going to be of both high interest and high value to our users. And so, for instance, when you go there, you'll be able to click a button that says apply for a job. You know, both of the jobs that I've held with the city of San Angelo, I've applied for online. And so we have 900 employees within our organization. And so we think that's something of value that a lot of people are going to make use of. You can start the process for adopting a pet from the San Angelo Animal Shelter online. So you can click on that button and it will take you to the animal shelter page, where you will find both a writable PDF where you can fill it out online and then either email it to the animal shelter or print it out and take it to the animal shelter, and you can begin that process online. Or there's an online form version of that PDF where you can fill it out online, click a button, and it submits it automatically to the animal shelter. Now, at some point, you're obviously going to have to go down there in order to pay the fee and to sign the application and to pick out your dog or your cat, but at least you're able to begin that process online. We've got a button for watching meetings, and so we've got a button for applying for permits. So you can click on that button and you'll find ways that you can get a permit for, let's say, a health permit, a building permit, different types of permits that we have within the city. And again, a lot of those forms are, you have your choice, whether you want to use a PDF and either write it in the PDF or print it out and fill it out by hand, or you can submit the form. And so those are things that we think are of value to people. We know that people want to conduct more of their city business online, and we know that they want to be able to conduct more of their transactions online. And we're committed to working both with our billing and receipts division and with our IT division to ensure that we provide the tools via that website where people will be able to do more of their city business online instead of trudging down to City Hall.
Okay, speaking of the homepage, how did you pick the tabs that are on the homepage, for the homepage?
Well, we have tabs across the top, and we have, of course, a homepage tab, but we also have tabs for residents, for visitors, for business, for government, for departments and services, and then for a button that we have called How Do I? And you can click on How Do I, and it will show you how you can register for different things, how you can locate different things within the city, how you can pay for or purchase different things within the city. And basically, we just thought about all the constituencies that might be using COSATX.us. And so we know, for instance, when visitors are looking at coming and visiting San Angelo, they typically go to the city's website. We wanted to have a menu of things that would be of interest to visitors. We know that a lot of businesses use the city's website, and so we wanted to provide links that were helpful to businesses. We obviously want to be there for the citizens, for the residents of our community. And so we just tried to think of the constituencies that would be using the website and to provide them something that would be of help to them. So we're talking about COSATX.us, the city's all-new website, and we'll be back in one moment. But first, we're going to spotlight another outstanding city employee, Alarm Coordinator Darlene Polk at the San Angelo Police Department.
My name's Darlene Polk. I'm the Alarm Coordinator for the City of San Angelo, and I've worked for the city for almost 6 years now. I take care of many of the aspects as far as alarms are concerned. I work with the permits to make sure that every alarm user has a permit. I take care of alarm calls as far as recording them, and I meet with out-of-town companies, alarm companies, to make sure that they understand our ordinance, and we do make sure that they have the credentials that are required by the Department of Public Safety. Our ordinance allows you to have 5 free false alarms. Anything over that results in a fee for each and every false alarm that occurs within your permit year. And I hate that does happen. Sometimes it is a problem with their alarm system, and the alarm company needs to be called to rectify that problem. Alarm permits, we have over 5,000 at this point. They're all day long. It's ironic that you asked that question, because for the last 3 days, there's been 14 for each 24-hour period. In our city, alarm calls are still a #1 priority. Therefore, if an alarm comes in, you're going to have somebody answer that call unless there is something that nobody can get loose. It would have to be a pretty big deal for nobody to go answer that alarm call. In some cities, they don't do it that way. The alarm company calls their contact person, and if there's no response, sometimes they have, if you live in a closed gate community, They have the security go around and check it out, but it's not like our city. So I do feel fortunate that we still have that number one priority call. Probably the amount of time that it takes to do this job. I stay busy from the time I'm here until the time I walk out that door. And there's a lot of times at home, or when my husband and I used to camp, I would take the Texas Occupations Code with me so I would know about that and not have to take time away from my paperwork to know those. Mm-hmm. So it is a lot, it's time consuming. There's a lot I like about my job. I like the people that I work with. They're honest, upstanding people. I like the citizens that I come in contact with. We've got a lot of great people living in our city.
Welcome back to the city. I'm Stephanie Johnson with San Angelo's Fox KIDY City Hall and Government reporter. I'm here with San Angelo's Public Information Officer Anthony Wilson, and we're talking about the city's new website, cosatx.us. Now let's talk about how the design is completely different from its predecessor, and where did that come from?
Well, our prior website was done in earth tones. The pictures were static on the website. It was a 10-year-old website, and frankly, it looked a little dated, as websites do. I mean, websites are meant to evolve and change. They're not meant to be static. And so when we started thinking about redoing the city's website, one of the key goals that we had was making it eye-pleasing. And we want it to be very aesthetically pleasing to the user. And so we started off, frankly, with just a color scheme. And we knew we wanted to get away from earth tones. We knew we wanted to get away from anything that's sort of saying of the Old West. And so we looked to, frankly, the city's seal. And the colors of that seal are blue and green and yellow. And we really like that for two reasons. One is it helps to brand the city's website as being the city's website because it has the colors of the seal. But also those colors, when you stop to think about them, they signify some life and some vitality and some energy, which are the things that we want to communicate about our community. And so there was sort of a natural tie-in. So when you go to it, it's just got a brighter, fresher look to it. The photos that you will see on it, whereas before they were static, now they scroll on the home page. And each one of those photos is clickable, so you click on it and you'll be able to access some information that is pertinent to that particular photo. We have some amazing photos on the interior pages, and some of our departments lend themselves to photos, such as our fire department or animal services. Some are a bit more of a challenge, like our information technology and our risk management divisions. But we're committed to trying to get some photo, at least one photo of each division on their page and having it be something that is pleasing to the eye. So we wanted that to be a cornerstone of the website. The other thing, frankly, that drove me crazy about the predecessor website is that every page was different. Every department and division just sort of did whatever they felt like on their page, and there was no corporate consistency to the page. And I always contended that we were the only corporate website, if you were, where every page was different than the one before it and the one after it. So with this website, there's a template. And so users will be able to find the information that they want and need on every page because it's located and organized in that sort of way on every single page. And at no point as you're looking through the website are you going to wonder, am I still on the city's website? Because it's pretty clear that this is the city's website from page to page to page.
Okay, on the home page there's Parks and Recreation and Water tabs. Tell me why you chose those.
Well, again, we think those are areas of high value and high interest and high impact to our community. I always said that it's no coincidence that anytime there is a Parks and Recreation project on a half-cent sales tax ballot, that those projects always get approved by voters because San Angeloans really value their park system. And so parks are used by everyone within our community. Anytime we renovate a new park, you just see a rush of people to begin using that park of all different ages for all different sorts of things, activities. And frankly, we have a wonderful Parks and Recreation system. Our Parks Director, as we're taping this today, is down in Corpus Christi gathering a state award that his department won for the Concho River Improvement Project. And so I think, that is something that is of high interest and high impact to our community. Obviously, with water, there's no more pressing issue for our community than water. We all know that the water situation is very serious, and so when you click on that widget at the bottom of the page, you'll be able to find information about what the current drought restrictions are, what's the state of our water resources, where are we in completing the Hickory Aquifer project, what is the West Texas Water Partnership about, how much am I paying for water, how do I pay my water bill. Those are all areas of high interest and high impact to our users.
Okay, speaking of parks, it seems you can pinpoint certain assets that different parks have. Can you explain that process for me a little bit?
Yeah, this is, in my opinion, the coolest feature on the new CosaTX.us. And it is all a credit to Brian Groves, who is our multimedia coordinator, who developed this tool online where you can go to a listing of neighborhood parks and you'll be able to see it on a Google map. But you can pull down a list of amenities. And so let's say you're looking for parks with barbecue pits, or let's say you're looking for parks with disc golf courses, or with volleyball courts. Whatever the amenity is, you pick that amenity and the map pops up with only those parks with those amenities. So you can click on each one of those and find the name of the park, where it's located, and all the amenities that it has to offer. And in fact, earlier today, we were talking with someone in our Parks and Recreation Department about being able to reserve some of those park spaces and some playing fields and ball fields and practice fields using the website. And that's the sort of tool that we're going to be developing as we move forward with the website.
Okay, the homepage also shows a comprehensive calendar with city events. Can you speak a little bit about those?
Well, and again, this is one of those features that you can filter through according to your interest. And the same is true on that same widget with some news events. Mm-hmm. And so let's say that you're only interested in events that are happening at Fort Concho. You can go to the calendar and again, go through the filter, pick Fort Concho, and it will show you all the events that are happening in a given month at Fort Concho. Or let's say you're looking just for the board and commission meetings or city council meetings or the events that are being hosted in our venues by civic events. All of those things are possible with this website and with that calendar. And one of the great things about both the calendar and the news is when you go there, you can subscribe to get email notifications anytime something is added to the calendar or something is added to the news. You can specify receiving only certain types of notifications. Let's say you're only interested in items related to our Parks and Recreation Department. You can do that. And when you go to some of the pages also have those same widgets for calendar events and for news, so that the calendar events and the news that are particular to them are on their pages. So it's a great tool for knowing what's going on within the city of San Angelo.
Okay, it seems you're pretty excited about the parks filter, that asset, but what else are you very proud of with this website?
So far the reaction to it has been really fabulous, both within the community and within our organization. And so I'm really just proud to have a new face for the city of San Angelo. I think that reflects well not only on our organization but on the community, because I think that's important. I think people look to their city government to reflect well on what's happening within their community, both within the community and outside the community. And so I'm just really thrilled to see the reception that it's getting. And I mean, from a personal aspect, it makes it really rewarding for the four of us who worked so hard on this and invested so much time and energy and effort into it, to see it embraced by the people who are now using it.
Okay, the site lists some services that aren't directly related to the city. Tell me why that is. Well,
Brian and I work in the Public Information Office, and so people look in the phone book and think that we are the information source for all things San Angelo. They think that we are essentially 411. And so I would say that 3/4 of the calls that we get, maybe even up to 80% of the calls that we get, are not related to city services at all. And so people will call us asking, where do I get a marriage license? Where can I get a birth certificate? Where do I register to vote? How do I get in touch with the Social Security Administration? And those are all things that are not related to the city of San Angelo's municipal government. And so what we've tried to do with the site is to help those citizens know where they need to go in order to access those services. So you'll find links for getting a marriage license, getting a library card, registering to vote, registering your vehicle, because those are things that people want and need. We are hoping that will cut down on some of those questions and phone calls to our office, but we also see it as a public service to the citizens who are using the site.
Okay, it seems there's not much of an archive as the past website. Can you tell me a little bit of why that is?
Yes, well, because it's very time intensive to transfer those thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of documents from one site to the other. And so that migration is slowly happening. The Public Information Office has done some of that work, but frankly now we've shifted that responsibility to the departments and divisions to move their old board minutes and some of their old documents onto the new website, because frankly it's just too much for the two-person Public Information Office to rebuild that archive for the entire city. And so some of our board liaisons who work within our departments and divisions are having to do that work. And again, it's very time intensive. So they're having to do that around their other responsibilities, their normal day-to-day responsibilities. And it will happen. It's just going to take a little bit of time. And we're asking people to be patient. The reason that we went ahead and launched this site is because it already is better than the site that we had previously. And we thought we needed to go ahead and roll it out.
Okay. Obviously, the website's not finished, as you were just saying. So what's next, and what more needs to be added?
Well, again, we want to offer more opportunities to help people conduct more of their city business online. And we realize that websites are not meant to be static, that they're meant to evolve and to change. And so we are going to be working to improve the website. We're asking people to go to it, explore it, let the Public Information Office know what it is that they like, what it is that doesn't really work, what they would like to see more of or different from the website, how we can help them better. And we're going to take those suggestions honestly to heart, work with Vision Internet, and hopefully implement as many of those ideas as possible.
Okay, great.
Again, we hope that you'll visit the city's all-new website, cosatx.us, and we hope you'll be back for the next episode of The City.